Hola, buenos días, soy Nico.
Put God in your heart. Please, put God in your heart.
And today we're here to finish off another wonderful week's worth of content. Well, yes. Today we're actually going to be talking about something that's been like an overarching theme in the last few weeks, but we're going to go mainstream. I actually wanted to talk about someone who's actually in like the mainstream public eye, not just adult cinematography. So we'll just have a little mainstream moment and we'll probably be back to business next week. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive videos, weekly live streams every Thursday at 5:30 and 7 p.m. CDT with a multifaceted panel with various topics. And if that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in. Now, let's get started on the actual video. Well, before we get started, this week's comment. So from the last video, someone basically commented, I feel like if gay wasn't so heavily stigmatized, people would be able to freely identify any way they want and wouldn't feel as inclined to be confined in a box. And I actually agree with that. I do believe that if homosexuality, bisexuality, pansexuality was far more accepted, we wouldn't see as many people being DL. We wouldn't see as many people trying to curve what heterosexuality means to fit into a narrative that would still give them a pedestal in society. And I say that because, yes, homophobia is a big thing within our culture, but especially within the Black culture. Most Black gay men will be able to identify with what I'm about to say. Most Black bisexual men will be able to identify what I was about to say. I was called the F slur before I was called the hard ER, and it was from my own people. I guarantee 95% of y'all can agree with that statement. So I completely am with the idea that if we just disregarded labels, if there wasn't so much stigma in simply existing in the skin that you were born in, more people would be able to freely navigate the world as their true identities. But now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the actual video. Today we are talking about NLE Choppa. Nico, who is that? If I was a baby, I wanna, me too. Hey, I wanna, me too. Nothing freaky that I wouldn't do to me. I'm gonna be real honest with you. That's the only NLE Choppa song I know. Forgive me. Actually, don't forgive me. That boy's like 21. When I was looking up the information for this video, he is 21, but he is currently under fire because he is in his queer baiting era. Nico, so NLE Choppa has always been in the gay public eye from what I've seen. A lot of gay Black men find him attractive. He's tatted up, he's slim, he's light skinned. You know, that always plays a factor. But he was always very adamant on I'm straight. No disrespect to the LGBT community. I am not gay. I'm not bisexual. I'm not involved in any sort of matter. But when he released that song I was just talking about called Slut Me Out 2, where it was a lot more flamboyant and playful, basically saying, if I was a girl, I'd love to get with me. I'd do the freakiest things you could imagine to me. A lot of gay men resonated with that because if I was a bad bitch, I want to, it's just the vibe, the energy. So from that point on, a lot more gay eyes have been on him, and he's currently been leaning into it. If you did not know, NLE Choppa is one of the performers that sells sex appeal with his raps. A lot of his raps do lean on sexuality and him scoring the baddest bees in town. So when he performs, he is usually shirtless, showing off his tats, jumping up and down, doing hip thrusts. But he was recently hired to perform at ATL Black Gay Pride. Nico, and there was a lot of pushback for the sole fact that when he went on that stage, he was covered from head to toe in jeans and a turtleneck.
If you're a person that has something to say about me these last 6 months, regarding if I'm gay or if I'm a F-bomb or if I'm this or if I'm that, well, this might make you a little bit more mad or make you more infatuated with trying to come to a conclusion of who I am. When I tell y'all every day who I is. But because I know who I am so deeply and so appreciative of who I am, I will be doing my justice by, coming to Atlanta for Black Pride Fest and showing love to the LGBTQ community for being one of the best of the audiences that's been streaming slugged me out too. So same way that they pouring love into me is the same way I'm giving back love. And yeah, I'm gonna let y'all judge me again and say what y'all wanna say about me, cause y'all gonna say what y'all gonna say regardless.
And it was a stark contrast from how he usually performs, but now he's in a gay audience. So now he's being very humble and reserved and clothed. And a lot of people had pushback on that. And I'm not one of those people that's going to come out here and say, you have to be shirtless, you have to be showing, you have to be selling sex appeal, because at any point, someone can choose to cover themselves. I'm not going to be one of those people that says you have to do this, but it is a stark contrast from every other performance he's done. Now that he's actually in a gay space, he is fully clothed, because to my knowledge, every performance, this boy is shirtless. So it is a like, okay, noted. But from there, he began to get pushback, but also praise for being one of the mainstream rappers that is actually supporting the LGBT community. You know, he came out and supported for the Pride event. And it's so interesting because when we have actual gay rappers like Lil Nas X, he's usually disregarded by the community for the sole fact that first, he does dip into pop rap because his first album, to my knowledge, was like all pop music, which I did not expect the first time I tried to listen to it. But he is also feminine and dark skinned. And that also plays a part for the disdain that a lot of people have in our community for him, because when he started being more flamboyant instead of putting on the trade aesthetic, people were saying, oh, you're not serving, your outfits are tired, your wigs are tired. And I'm just sitting here like, y'all don't have nearly as much smoke for the heterosexual people that benefit off of our community, but y'all are tearing Lil Nas X to shreds. And I'm not even like a huge Lil Nas X fan, but even I can sit back and acknowledge, oh, y'all are going in on him for the sole fact that he is your representation, and you just don't like the packaging of it. But NLE Choppa has begun to heavily lean on queer baiting, because as of late, he made a tweet saying, I'm coming out. And it was him in a very nice turtleneck. I'm not gonna lie, cute pictures. But from the past few days after performing at ATL Black Gay Pride, he's been releasing more photos that are sexually charged with a homoerotic lens. And after that tweet, that was the most engagement he has gotten in years on Twitter. And I say that because I scrolled up and down through his Twitter feed. Most of his selfies, 10K. Most of his videos, 11K, 12K. This I'm coming out tweet got 120,000 likes and engagements. That is money. That is promotion. That is media attention. So from there, he waited 19 hours as people contemplated him coming out in his full aesthetic. You know, people were saying, oh, he's a butch queen now. He's coming out as a true LGBT member. And a lot of people were trying to clear up. He's using this aesthetic for numbers. He's using this aesthetic for numbers. He is not a butch queen. And then he dropped the tweet that said, I'm coming out with a new project, black duck boots, and something else. I genuinely forgot the last part, just because I don't care that much. Point is, he basically said, no, I'm just coming out with new products and brands and, you know, more money for me. This is a promotional thing. Why are y'all talking about I'm gay? And people are livid. And I understand, because you're not going to send out I'm coming out in the most gay pictures you can find, and then 19 hours later saying, oh, I'm coming out with merch. Y'all just didn't let me finish. So I completely see it. And at this point, if you're not acknowledging that he's using our community to get more mainstream visibility and or money, you're being willfully ignorant. Because the thing is, he tried to pull a Harry Styles, but he wasn't as strategic with it. Nico, what do you mean? I'm not that big into Harry Styles. I know he's from One Direction. I didn't really care for him that much, if I'm being quite honest. But I remember in the media, he began to be more LGBT visibly aligned. He started dressing more flamboyant. He started saying, oh yeah, my partners instead of my girlfriends. And, you know, I'm what do you say, persecuted for just being me. But he never actually stated that he's dated a man, that he's been with a man, that he's romantically interested in a man. He just started to dress more flamboyantly and allowed the white LGBT community to uplift him to a higher standard. And it's true, because they were making pictures of him looking like a gay pilgrim go viral. So NLE Choppa didn't play the game the same way, because he immediately tried to damage control the I'm coming out tweet. If he wanted to successfully queer bait and get money off of the community, you have to move in the ambiguous era. If you get pushback, you just have to take the pushback like Harry Styles did. You cannot come on here and be like, dangle some schmeat in front of people and then be like, but I'm straight. Here, buy this song. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, and it did not work. But I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. Did y'all see the back and forths between him dancing in the in-between area and then quickly snatching it back into I'm straight? How do you feel about male rappers in particular in a music genre that is very historically homophobic coming to our community and saying, look, I'm accepting, look, I'm open, but you're not going to get the same performances that I give the ladies. You're not going to get the same energy that I give the ladies. And I'm just going to dangle a little bit of possibility in front of you and then snatch it back as soon as y'all start calling me gay. I definitely want to hear your opinions down below because I feel like this is going to be a more reoccurring thing. Because what a lot of people don't like to admit is that the LGBT dollar, it can make or break an artist. The black dollar, it can make or break an artist. And I feel like NLE Choppa, since he is in a homophobic genre, he has to dangle the carrot and say, but I'm not really gay. Because he will get far more pushback from his standard fans than one of the, let's say, more accepting genres such as Harry Styles being in pop. But yeah, I'll leave the conversation up with y'all, and I'll see you guys next time. Boop. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Jimiko S. and Anthony H. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. We just hit 32K! And unfortunately, I did want to discuss straight pop stars and gay awakenings this week, but I have to cancel the live streams because I will be attending a birthday dinner to somebody that is extremely important to me. But I will see you guys next time.